Today we're driving the 2025 Chevrolet Silverado 2500 HD Trail Boss, an all-new trim for the 2025 model year. This truck has the 6.6-liter Duramax turbo-diesel. It makes 470 horsepower and 975 pound-feet of torque. It's huge, it's a beast, it can tow a ton. Let's hop inside, start it up, we'll walk you guys around it, and we'll give you guys some driving impressions. Huge step into the cab. Pretty standard Chevrolet Silverado interior here. Lots of physical buttons and controls. We get wireless CarPlay, Android Auto, nice big high resolution screens, tons of storage space, clever little spot here to put your phone. Lots of room here to put things, water bottles. You get a couple of glove boxes. Little sunroof. Starting price on the Silverado 2500 is $62,600. The Turbo-Diesel adds $9,500 to that starting price. And the Trail Boss package is around $2,500. Add in a few more options like the LTZ package, etc. We'll put everything in the description. And this is an $82,000 truck. Not cheap, but if you need the capability on and off-road and with towing and hauling, this is probably one of the best options out there. This Trail Boss package gives you gloss painted front and rear black bumpers, recovery hooks, 20-inch wheels with these BFG KO3 tires. These are in 275/65 R20, essentially a 34-inch tire. This week they've driven awesome. You also get spray-on bed liner, painted mirror caps, skid plating underneath. We've got a power tailgate with this kind of integrated step here. This is a brand new truck, so everything is just kind of breaking in here. This is really clever how Chevrolet did this. Really easy to get up into this bed. Bed liner looks really nice. Nice step here to get up into the bed, as well as a grab handle. That's very convenient, very easy. We get a full-size spare tire, but not another BFG KO3, which is a bit of a disappointment. This truck is painted in radiant red Tintcoat. I think it looks pretty good from all angles. The only question I have is this front end. There's a whole lot going on. It's kind of aggressive looking. The headlights have kind of a strange shape, but overall, I haven't minded living with it this week. I'll show you guys the back seat. Tons of space back here, as you would expect. These seats fold up. Got more storage compartments behind the backrest. Nice center armrest. Rear window slides open. You've got grab handles for all four doors to get up into the cab. Tons of room in this crew cab. We even get heated rear seats, a couple USB ports. The Bose sound system in here is pretty good. Overall, a very functional, nice to live with, easy to use interior in this truck. Let's pop the hood, take a look at this 6.6-liter Duramax. You can barely see in there, but there it is. Strangely, the EPA does not give this truck a fuel economy rating because it is so big and heavy. You should average around 18 miles to the gallon combined in this, maybe a little bit less without a load. Plenty of skid plating under there for off-road capability. No step for extra breakover angle. We have 4-wheel drive auto, 2 high, 4 high, and 4 low, as well as a few different drive modes. Normal, off-road, and if you press this button right there, puts you into tow haul. We have Chevrolet's Google-based infotainment system here. Google Maps is your native navigation, which is very nice. CarPlay connects wirelessly and reliably. You've got a secondary screen over here to the right, which can show you Google Maps, your music, trailer status, and a clock. Just below the screen, you've got physical buttons for hill descent control, traction control, lower the tailgate, parking sensors, lane centering, and the diesel exhaust brake, which is always fun. We have heated and ventilated seats, trailer brake controller right here, dual climate control, heated steering wheel, a configurable gauge cluster, which is very nice. You can see your speed, fuel economy. I've mostly been driving this in the city this week. I've averaged around 14 miles to the gallon. Tire pressures are pretty high. You can see lots of different information pages here. You can change your display layout. This is the classic gauge display. This is called progressive. This is digital. You can do a clean, kind of minimalist display as well. Maybe let's go with progressive. I like that. Over to the left, we have 2-seat memory settings, massive tow mirrors that actually don't impede your visibility too much. I can kind of see over them pretty well. Got a lower wide angle mirror, which has proven really useful this week. We've got a column shifter, as any big truck like this should have. Good reverse, 360 cameras, lots of configuration here. For hooking up a trailer, going off-road, seeing around you and blind spots, extremities. That's what the forward-facing camera looks like. Lines show you a pretty accurate depiction of where your tire contact is. Sunroof tilts and slides. We're going to leave that closed today though because it is snowing. There's your rear window. Nice. All right, let's go for a drive and see what this is like on the road. This is definitely a four-wheel drive auto type of day. So we're going to probably leave it in that pretty much the whole drive. For how big this truck is, it's actually pretty approachable to wheel around. It's not as wide as something like a Raptor. It is long and it is tall. You're pretty much sitting level with some semi-truck and bus drivers out there. But I've adjusted to it pretty well this week. The 10-speed automatic shifts seamlessly. You barely feel some of those gear changes. Brakes could use a little bit more bite. Steering is nice and light, returns to center beautifully. And of course the torque here is just endless from the 6.6 liter turbo diesel. As you'd expect from a truck like this, with such high towing and hauling capabilities, the ride is on the stiffer side, but it's not punishing. It's only over really big bumps and undulations that it's kind of harsh, and some of that might be due to just the super high tire pressures in this truck. Handling in the dry is great. Not sure I trust BFG's KO3s to push them in the wet today, but overall they felt pretty darn good this week. KO3s actually performed on this Silverado better than they have on my Ranger Raptor. Yeah, with 975 pound-feet of torque, you have plenty of power in this thing to just tow, haul, and do whatever you want. I think top speed in this is 98 miles an hour or something like that. Haven't taken it up that high on these tires, but again, that's probably something that's tire limited. This has just tons of pulling power. Pretty quiet at speed. We have adaptive cruise control, which works quite well. 3 different following distance settings, lane centering, just kind of bounces us off between the lines. We get a vibration in our seat depending on which lane we're getting out of. A little bit bouncy on the highway at speed, but again, that's what we've come to expect with these heavy-duty trucks. The suspension needs to be a little bit stiffer so that it can accommodate those big loads. Really nice visibility with this wide-angle mirror. And pretty quiet on the highway. The sheer height of this truck completely masks how fast you're going. Steering is super light. Seating ergonomics are quite good. These seats are very comfortable. Armrest height is about right here on the right side, and on the left side you can rest your arm either down here or up here, and that feels pretty good. Lots of adjustment here with the steering wheel tilting and telescoping, seat height. We get volume and track selection controls behind the steering wheel. You do really need to squeeze that brake pedal to get some bite out of these brakes. There's one complaint that I've had with quite a few Chevrolets recently is they just don't have the brake bite that I would like. It's just so much power here. It's awesome. Gotta say, I've always loved driving a diesel truck. Really hard to match that smoothness even with a V8. And a turbo diesel V8 just sounds cool too. Later last year, we did spend some time off-roading the Silverado 2500 ZR2 Bison, and it was incredible out in Johnson Valley on the trails. Go check out that video if you haven't already. I assume this Trail Boss will probably hold its own also off-road. It does have an automatic locking rear differential. And has lots of ground clearance. And these BFG KO3 tires should make it pretty capable too. Speaking of the KO3, I've been really impressed with their performance this week. They're smooth, they're quiet. They seem to be doing very well in the wet today. Let's do a quick 0 to 60 here while no one is around us. Put it into tow haul mode. For a truck this size, it's pretty darn quick. What about braking performance? Not bad. Handling is quite good here. Cornering is very flat. Before we wrap this video up, let's go in and do a quick sound system test with this Bose sound system here. Let's see, where's our volume? Right here, hidden behind the column shifter. Not super impressed with the Bose sound system. It's passable, but there isn't a lot of bass. It's kind of hollow. Not the best sound quality from GM. They definitely have better Bose audio systems in some of their other trucks. All right, guys. Well, there's a drive in the 2025 Chevrolet Silverado 2500 Trail Boss on the first snowy day we've had here in Michigan. Cool truck, a lot of capability here. Nice to see the addition of the Trail Boss trim for the 2025 model year. I think it offers a good amount of aesthetic appeal, off-road capability, not as expensive as something like the ZR2 Bison, for example, which would really maximize your off-road capability. But do you really need that in a truck this big? I think this might suffice for most buyers. All right, guys, that's going to wrap up this video. Thank you so much for watching. We'll walk you around this one more time, and that'll be a wrap for this video.